You guys really liked the last two videos where I asked my community to send the one thing that helped them improve the most. So today's video is a little bit different. As you can tell based on the title, I asked 10 Archnemesis players, some of them were also top 3 on the leaderboards multiple times, to send me the one thing that helped them improve the most and eventually reach the highest rank in the game. Archnemesis is no joke. Being top 200 in the world is an insane achievement not many people can reach and hold. So the messages I got for you guys today will hopefully open your eyes and help you out if you ever decide to take that path in ranked. Before we start, I don't usually do this, but 92% of you guys are not subscribed. I spend a lot of time trying to push these videos out for you, and just leaving a like on the videos and subscribing helps me a ton. Thank you so much for the support. You guys probably remember Gviaz from one of the coaching videos. He's been Archnemesis every season so far. Even during season 0, when Archnemesis wasn't a thing, he would be really high on the leaderboard every single reset, since leaderboards did reset a couple of times due to bugs and updates. He reached out to other Archnem players that I personally don't know, so I will share their advice with you guys. Gviaz said playing ranked a lot and experimenting with different strategies is what helped him the most. When it comes to playtime, you will be seeing this a lot in the video, so I will go through that in a bit. Experimenting with different strategies is definitely helpful. Sticking to one loadout might not always be a good thing. Sometimes your opponent will switch to some insane loadout combo that you just can't beat with your regular one, so sticking to just one won't help you there. If you have a lot of weapons and utilities, I would recommend testing a bunch of different loadouts. I have seen people with 0 skill beat high skill players because they mastered a loadout others don't know how to respond to. You can experiment with this yourself and test things in matches, or ask experienced/top players which loadout they usually run in ranked. Some weapons also get banned in ranked, so it's important to have backup options. For example, if you're a sniper main and sniper is banned, learning how to play crossbow is not such a bad thing after all, especially if your enemy is constantly using katana. Experiment with your loadouts and pay attention to what they're using, because based on that, you will know what works best against them. The next person was top 2 on the leaderboard in season 0, and he joked about it, saying the best way to hit Archnemesis is not go outside. This is another example of what Gviaz said about playing ranked a lot, constantly thinking about the game and playing it, watching content and learning from experienced players. This is what helps those players improve really fast. Obviously, most of you don't want to spend 24/7 sitting behind a screen to get good at a video game, but if you actually want to hold Archnemesis for a whole season, that's what it takes. This person was top 75 on the leaderboards and said, learn to expect where your opponent will peak and also rely on sound a lot. I talked about this in the last video, but if you haven't watched that yet, I will quickly go over it here. Based on their loadout, you can make decisions. For example, if they're running flamethrower and battle axe, you don't want to take close range fights. Stay as far as possible. If you take a close look at how you won rounds or what mistakes they made, you can use that to win the next round too. Keep track of how they move and where they move. That allows you to master pre-firing and awareness. Look at the paths they take when the round starts. If you're playing on arena, for example, and they're using fists, the only way for them to climb up is from the ramp or by doing the window jump, which most people in lower ranks don't even know is a thing. So based on that, you will know when to expect them going on the ramp or taking similar paths. That's how you can pre-fire accurately. Don't lose track of their movement, because if you do, you're at a huge disadvantage. As long as you know where they are, there are only a few options for them, and you will know where they're going to peek from. Audio is also extremely important. Most utilities make sounds, footsteps, gunshots, reloads, etc. Listening helps with awareness and also gives you options to fake sounds, like pretending to dash up with sight when you actually don't. The next person peaked number 7 on the leaderboards in season 0 and ended somewhere in the top 20. Their advice: getting better game sense by playing games and learning strategy by facing strong opponents. Okay, so game sense isn't really something I or anyone can teach you. We can point out mechanics, loadouts, common peeking spots and stuff like that, but you're the only person who can actually help yourself with game sense. What I mean by that is you get game sense simply by playing the game a lot. You eventually catch up with all the maps, you master map knowledge, common peek spots, common paths people take, even broken angles or positions. And if you play normal 1v1s, it will be hard to learn other maps because people pick arena 99% of the time. But by playing ranked, you experience ban phases, other maps, and more variety. If you're up against really strong opponents, don't be mad or angry because the game put you against them to lose, use that to your advantage by watching them play, seeing which loadout they use, how they move, what positions they take, and why those work for them. Even if the game ends up in a loss, you will learn something new that you can use in your own matches. You also get to see where you made mistakes and how to fix them, so if you're ever up against high ranked players, don't be mad. They're one of the examples of what it takes to reach that rank. I know ranked is filled with cheaters, it's definitely difficult, but it's not impossible. There are legit players who made it to the top as well. If I'm not mistaken, this person picked top 43 on the leaderboards, and the advice was learn to strategize a push defense plan for every map. Pretty much what I just talked about. If you play ranked a lot, you will catch up with the maps and opponents. By coming up with a really good plan, you make it easier for yourself to win. Stick to a plan, make your own strategies, and test them. If they work, great. If they don't, tweak them until they do. Just don't be mad if you lose. Use it to your advantage. The next person is a 4LC member who picked top 70 on the leaderboards, and the advice is playing lots of 3s and 2s on ranked with good players, learning strats off them, and overall experience. Stacking with friends or good players works too. If those good players are willing to play with you, you can learn a lot from them. You will see the strats they use, what works for them, and how they move. Pretty much the same concept as analyzing your opponents, but this time with teammates. You just blend in with their playstyle by playing with them, and that will eventually help you reach higher ranks. Most high rank players stack, and it's generally more fun. When it comes to overall experience, you get that by simply playing the game. This time, a sync member and top 25 on the leaderboards in the current season gave the advice. Probably the long hours I spent on the game or a good stack that I play with. This basically backs up the previous advice, playing the game a lot or finding a good stack. I also want to thank that person for asking another sync member who was number 1 4 times on the leaderboard, and it's the same advice. No sleep schedule, playing for 3 days straight, when the update arrives, no sleep. If you ask me, this is too much time behind the screen. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I just hope this opens your eyes a little bit if you ever decide to push high spots on the leaderboards. It's just not something you can do with 1 or 2 hours a day. It actually requires multiple hours to grind on a daily basis. This game specifically doesn't have any pro play. Sure, you can participate in community hosted tournaments, but if you're asking whether it's worth spending this much time on Rivals, definitely not. The skill will transfer to other shooters, but aside from that, it's really unhealthy. I appreciate the honest message though. It really helps you realize what it takes to reach that level. This person was once a Fang member. I'm not sure which leaderboard spot specifically. Their reply is, one of the things that helped me the most was playing scrims with friends, being able to play both ranked and DL in a scenario where I'm comfortable. Losing really helped me grow and improve with aim, game sense, and awareness. Another valuable piece of advice, we talked about stacking with friends or good players, and we also talked about playing lots of ranked or even default loadout in some situations. I mentioned how losing can actually help you, and this person backed that up. Most people think losing is a big deal, that it ruins their stats or make them look worse, but what they don't realize is that losing can actually help you a ton if you focus on the right things. Ignoring losses and saying, this guy's cheating, or this guy doesn't have a life, is just an excuse. It will happen again, and you will never get out of that loop. This person was a good Arsenal player and also Archnemesis in Rivals. Their advice is Arsenal and a lot of playtime. This is something not many people mentioned. Coming from other shooter games, either games like Arsenal or actual shooter games outside of Roblox, is what made it easier for most players. They come with experience, they know how improvement works, and all they need to do is put in the time and grind the game. Learn the mechanics, learn the maps, and understand the game better. I like this reply a lot because this person wrote it in full detail. I won't read the whole message out loud, but I will show it on screen and talk about it. This person mentioned how they used to take aim duels and just hope the enemies don't play weird, which is how most players actually play. Even if the enemy is better than you in aim duels, just don't give up. Believe it or not, it's still winnable. If you start taking games more seriously and take some time to think, it will help you make better real-time decisions, give comms, hold better angles, and get into better positions like this person said. If you consider all of that, you can win rounds even if your aim is worse. If you're playing with a stack, I talked about watching how they play and where they move. Based on that, you don't hold the same angles they're holding, you don't pick the same spots, and you always cover different angles and call out when you need help, or when there's an opportunity to take someone down. Communication in team play wins games. Don't be afraid to ping or talk. Please pause the video and read the whole message, because the example this person gave is also really valuable. Going from Plat 3 to Archnemesis 5 times in less than 2 months is just insane. I hope this video opened your eyes a little bit about the amount of time it takes to reach their level. I also hope the advice they give helps you understand the game better and actually start improving at it. Nobody's perfect, nobody was born with all that skill and experience. Yes, it does take time, but everything is possible if you focus on the right things. Some of you don't even have goals of reaching Archnemesis, some of you just want high ranks like Onyx or Nemesis, which is completely fine. What you heard and read in this video is what will help you the most in achieving those goals. Like and subscribe if this was helpful. Let me know down in the comments below which rank you want to achieve, or if you have any goals in the game in general. Thanks for watching this video till the end. Don't forget to join my Discord server in the pinned comment, and I will see you in the next video.